It is Thursday, June 8th. As always, hope you're having a wonderful morning and are not as tired as I am. Actually, I'm just kidding. I slept pretty well last night. Girlfriend and I are usually going to bed pretty early these days, like 8 p.m., 8:30 to wake up for 5 a.m., so not bad. As always, we're taking a look at news first thing in the morning. Let's get the full week's breadth of news, just in case you haven't seen. So yeah, that was quite interesting. The Canadian interest rate decision was higher than expected, so good opportunity if you took it to get in on a straddle position there. I'm actually gonna pour myself some tea, one sec. I'm not tired this morning, but I am double fisting, so I have coffee in my anatomy mug here, and then I have tea in my daddy shark mug. So double fisting, you know, lots of liquid and caffeine this morning. Okay. Anyway, so the news for today is we have USD unemployment claims, and then for tomorrow we have CAD unemployment claims. So those are the big news for the week. Let's get into the markets and see how the interest rate decision has affected some of the Canadian pairs and maybe some other pairs. Alright. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the stream doesn't lag like a mother like it did yesterday. Let's see if we can exit some things. It's still a little laggy, but hopefully it's not too bad. Right, so the only trade we're in right now is still GBPCHF, slowly coming back to entry, which is unfortunate, but we're still in the trade. Don't really manage my trades very much, so this could be an opportunity if you missed the opportunity before. It could be an opportunity to get into the sell now as it comes up to break even. I'm still staying in the trade. Yeah, not gonna change my risk to break even. I found that, well, I don't necessarily have huge amounts of data to support it, but I have found that more often than not, it's not worth it in my trades to go to break even on trades. It's better for me just to enter my positions and then have my full take profit and my full stop loss. Yeah, let's get into it. It is a little laggy. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let's see, maybe if I close these, shorten these other window frames a little bit. Alright, okay, so AUDCAD, we had this very precipitous price drop here based on the interest rate decision. Price came down to this previous level of market structure and trend line and has slowly started to come back up. I was thinking about getting into a buy here yesterday, but I decided against it, partially because of my risk. So had I gotten into a buy here, I would have needed my stop loss somewhere below this level and aim for a 2-to-1, which means I would have had to break these highs, which means I would have had to break the trend line as well as this level of market structure here. And and I didn't think that was very viable. I'm still thinking long term this guy is still in a downtrend, so I don't necessarily know if he's going to continue all the way up. I mean, he's still managing to make higher highs and higher lows in this shorter time frame trend, but I'm still more biased for those bigger positions toward the downside. I mean, yes, it could have been a scalp position, you know, could have hopped on the 5 minute and just tried to get in a lot tighter here, something like this. But even then, after a big move like that, I was a little worried that it wasn't going to retrace back up. So let's get into the next one. That was AUDCAD. We'll go back into AUDCHF. We'll review. What do we have? 1, 2, 3. We have 5 Australian pairs first thing in the morning to view. AUDCHF, he's come back into this previous level of market structure. I can't say I'm super keen on what I'm looking on the hourly, so I'll swap it to the 5 minute. Similarly, not much here. Let's see if we can draw some trend lines. We can definitely draw some trend lines, but we're in this sort of ascending channel, ascending wedge, but there's not clear levels of market structure, I would say, that sort of give us a pinpoint location of when to get into a seller buy. So we are going to avoid this guy for now. And we're moving right along to AUDJPY. Looks like the yen pairs are up very minimally across the board, except for USD yen. And they look like they're up anywhere from 0 to 20%. USD yen is down 0.3-ish%. If you're wondering what I'm talking about in the change percent for the day. So you can update that into your following list. So you can see the change value, which I don't know if a lot of people actually view these, but I would highly recommend it. You can see the change and the change percent for the day, and it gives you an idea of quickly scanning across different pairs to see how they're doing on the day. My doggo's here, so I'm gonna go say hi to my doggo, give her some pets first. She's a medium-sized dog. She's about 60 pounds, so normally I'd pick her up and show you, but today, yeah, she just loves love. She loves being pet, especially first thing in the morning. Let's see, I can probably try doing this analysis while petting her. Just gotta get my mouse over to the other side. Alright, so we're still in this uptrend in AUDJPY. We're slowly breaking above this previous resistance. It's a bit too overbought to get into a buy right now. I definitely want to wait for price to come back down. A good level. Again, I like trading along trend lines. So right now, the only two trend lines that you could really draw are the one I've drawn and this guy. And you can see just the angle of inclination is completely different. You know, this guy's looking to be something close to like 85, 80 degrees, and you could say this guy's probably closer to like 60, 50 degrees. And the higher the angle of inclination, I would say the less valid the trend line. And what do I mean by that? I mean support and horizontal resistance lines are 0-degree trend lines. When you think about it, this is a 90-degree trend line. This is a 45-degree trend line. And this is a 0-degree trend line, also known as support and resistance. So these 0 degrees would be your most valid trend lines. They are, market levels of structure that contain multiple psychological price points where price has failed to create new highs or new lows. And so we are playing off other trader psychology that it will do the same thing. Either way, we're going to move right along. We're not even going to bother with the 5 minute there. It's a bit too rambunctiously oversold. Odd N. See, now the old me, and there's a part of me today that looks at this huge bullish move and thinks we should get into a sell. Like, let's just get into a sell. Let's place our stops above this high at 1.11. And let's just hope for the best and have price continue downward. It's starting to lag a little bit. That's okay. Because we look across the board and you just see that price has difficulty breaking multiple levels along here. So we have broken this level right around here at 1.095. There's another level up here at 1.1. There's another level, I guess the next one would be right around here at 1.114. Next level 1.13, and then the highest is 1.1, almost 1.15. And as price continues higher and higher, the likelihood of it coming back is higher and higher. But it's not to say that price can't, can't just soar higher and higher and break into like 1.24, 1.22. Obviously it can. But remember, that's old school mentality. This is new school mentality. We need confluences. We need multiple confluences. We want trend lines. We want fundamentals. Even though I don't trade fundamentals, I don't understand it yet, but I'm learning. We want support and resistance levels, and so we can't just say it's oversold. Sorry, overbought. So what we do is we wait. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna probably get rid of these silly trend lines. And we are going to move right along to the next pair. I need to figure out why this is so laggy. Alright, AUDU, pretty similar. We're still in this sort of ascending wedge on the shorter time scales. Doesn't look like anything sort of matching the trade style, so I really don't expect the 5 minute to be matching either. So I'm just gonna move right along. CADCHF. I'm really gonna need to figure out what's causing this lag. It's just not. Oh, this is just not ideal. Alright, well, if you can bear the lag, I know it fucks up the audio quality, or I'm pretty sure it does. As prices continuing up, we're breaking above this previous level of market structure. Overall, we can still say the trend is still quite bearish. So we can see, if we drop onto a higher time frame like the 4 hour, we can see this huge bearish market structure that started to reverse at 0.65. So all in all, especially for longer time frame trades, we should still focus on being bearish. We just need to find good value points. So probably one of the better value points I can think of is looking for rejection along here at 0.693. So we have multiple points of resistance here. And the only issue is were price to come to that level, there's not much confluence with the trend lines. So the trend lines aren't very strong in this scenario. Sure, they touch a couple points, but they're more or less guidelines, I feel like. And what I mean by that is you can touch many trend line points, and that doesn't necessarily mean they have value or significance. Sometimes your trend line points are more for just guidance. You know, if you touch a couple trend line points, do you see it, or is it suggestive of a downtrend or an uptrend? And then sometimes you can touch trend line points and you can think, okay, well the debt is actually fitting is respecting the trend line. So in this scenario, maybe it doesn't feel like the trend lines are fitting here to suggest that price would be supportive. If price were to come up and touch the trend line, it just more feels like the price points here for the trend line are respective of trending markets. But we could potentially look for a sell once price comes up to 0.69, look for rejection, and then for price to come back down. Anyways, that's going on to the next one. CADJPY. We will be looking for buys on this guy as price comes down. He's definitely doing well in this ascending channel. Wow. So we're just going to monitor him at this point. And wait for a pullback. Otherwise, we're just monitoring. CADCHF/JPY. Similarly, we're in a bit of a pennant formation. We've got higher lows, we've got lower highs. We're probably gonna wait for a breakout and retest before we get into this trade. I would draw stuff, but this is lagging too much, so we're not going to do that. video settings. How do I turn down video settings? All right. Settings. All right, technical difficulties. We're going into an intermission.